4 shots of espresso. You know what that means. It's time for a book review binge. First up, I have The Stars in Their Eyes, which I received as a gifted copy from the Nerd Fam, so thank you to them. This is the start of a trilogy, and the third one just came out this year, but the first one came out back in 2022, but it's a dystopian sci-fi. It does have a romance subplot in it. It is single POV and mild spicy. We are meeting our main character, Calais, 4 years after aliens have invaded Earth. She wakes up in a strange place without her girlfriend, Tess, and she immediately finds herself in some flight or fight scenarios. She lives in the Pacific Northwest, but civilization as we know it today just no longer exists. In her everyday life, both aliens and humans can be a threat. Calais has 2 pretty simple goals: survive and find Tess. I gave this 4 stars. I loved the premise, and overall it's a well-written debut novel. I also really loved both twists that were in this book, at least the main twist. I didn't see either coming. I do think there were a couple of debut book quirks to this. One of these is I feel like the darker elements in this book felt forced or just a little too over the top. In particular, one character. I just felt like the message was there of everything and the main character has to go through what the world is like. We didn't need to push it. I also felt like Jacob, which is a character Calais meets along the way, he felt a little bit flat for me. He was just a little bit one-dimensional. And this last little bit is just more of a personal preference. While I understand the why, Calais' need to constantly bolt just isn't my favorite. I don't love unavoidant attachment girly. That's honestly with any character who constantly is a bolter. They're just not my favorite to read in any book or in any capacity. But I will keep reading the rest of this series. I would love to see where we go from here because I feel like the world is good, the premise is good, and I'm sure we can get over some debut author quirks, right? I love to watch writers writing grow, so I will definitely keep reading. I just don't know quite when yet.